What's happening, baby? You know that song, don't you, Michelle? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's because you
Yeah,
raised right. I
yeah,
tell the
I
people
know the
all
song.
the time, I don't know no new songs, but I know a whole lot of old ones. Okay.
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
song. Don't ask me to sing it.
Oh yeah, that's a cool song. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Michelle Pettis with us. She is the author of the award-winning Leaving Large: The Stories of a Food Addict. And we're going to jump right in. This is day 3. Michelle has graciously agreed to speak with us about this very important topic. Some of us have chronic pain, obesity. Some of us use walkers, wheelchairs, and canes. Some of us have home care workers. Some of us don't even have a weight problem. And I shout out to the young lady who said, I don't have a weight problem, but her message resonated with me. So, whether you have to lose physical weight or lose what's weighting you down, we ask you, and hey, Michelle, to lose weight with me. And with Michelle Pettis here today, we ask you to listen to the story behind the weight. And so take it away, Michelle. Thank you so much for being with us today. Day 3.
Day 3. Thank you so
Yes.
much. I appreciate you, Deborah Ann. I appreciate
Yes.
your audience, your followers so much for hanging in here for this conversation, but more importantly, hanging in with themselves for transformation. Because
Yes.
that's what you got to do for transformation. You got to hang with yourself. You got to hang with yourself through the ups and downs, right? Because it's going to be up and it's going to be down. It's not a straight line down. It's not. It's
Mhm.
healing, right? It's healing. It's navigating. And the thing is, every understand this. Every time you go up a hill, every time you have a challenge, what that means is that you are building muscle. You are building a skill. You are growing. So I'm saying right now, be grateful for the challenges. Be grateful for the challenges because they stretch you and they move you behind, from where you are to the transformation that you want. You can't be transformed laying still. You can't. You got to you we I mean I always use the caterpillar butterfly story for
Mhm.
transformation, but so we are like the caterpillar and the butterfly and we aren't like the caterpillar and the butterfly. So the caterpillar the caterpillar can just lay there and let God work on him and be transformed. And wake up, go to sleep, wake up a butterfly. We got
Mhm.
to do some work. We got to go through some stuff.
Ooh.
We just can't lay still. We can't lay still through our transformation.
Ooh.
Um, but I do want to talk about, since we have been talking about the book and food stories, and I want to say, you said my book was award winning. I want to tell you what the award is. The award was the Memoir Prize for Books in 2022 for inspiration. I won in the category of inspiration. There were multiple categories. The book that won the overall book of the year was fabulous, right? Well, mine was fabulous too because it's inspiration. It's a little different vibe on it. So
Mhm.
when you get the book, it's a how-to book, and then it's not a how-to book. It's a how-to book saying this is how I did it, and you can do it too. Be inspired by my journey. Be inspired by the fact that I didn't give up. Right? I want you to read this book and figure out how not to give up. I want you to read this book and understand what happens if you just give it one more try. You just keep on giving it one more try. I want you to read this book and understand what will happen if you can visualize yourself at the end of your journey, if you can visualize yourself being victorious, if you can visualize yourself winning, if you can visualize and understand that you deserve this joy. That's why I wrote this book, so people could see it happen, so they could see it happen, down the road, and they could see how things got cloudy in the first place, how things kind of got off track in the first place. And the first story that I tell in the book, I tell that, and this is when things started to open up for me, is I was struggling with this after I had been to the doctor, and the doctor had said, Michelle, she essentially said you are suffering from job related stress, and stress will kill you. And it was hard to hear because I had I had effectively given up on my weight in my body and just poured everything into my job and my career because I had figured out mistakenly that I couldn't win when it came to getting the body that I want. And so if I was always going to be a failure at that, at least I could be the shit when it came to my job. I could pour everything I had into that, and could nobody beat me doing that. And so to be faced with the fact that, you know what? That's not the answer, chick. That job ain't the answer. And so that forced me to take a hard look at my job and my life. And so when that happened, and the doctor said career related stress will kill you, I prayed. I prayed
Mhm.
right there in the doctor's office. Help me, teach me. What am I not getting? What am I missing? And I went on with the program. I was losing weight. I knew that I could lose weight. I had done it many, many times before, but I'd always gained the weight back. Surgery, pills, doctors, but I needed this time to be different. And so I took my doctor's advice. I took that little sheet of paper that she gave me with what I was supposed to eat. I took the medication and I lost weight and I started losing weight. And I was doing good. And then one day something happened and I felt the desire to eat something that wasn't on the plan. And I thought to myself, why do I want to eat? The doctor has told me that if you follow this plan, you will not be hungry. Deborah Ann, you okay? You okay? Okay.
Okay, keep
All right.
talking.
Okay. Um, you will not be hungry. And it was true. I wasn't hungry. And so I had to ask myself, my gosh, what is going on? I took the pill, I ate what I'm supposed to. I'm not hungry. Why do I want to eat? What's going on? And when that thought came up, the story came up in my head. I grew up in Texas on a farm, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm from the South, I'm from the country. And we were on my uncle's farm having a barbecue cookout, and we brought out some watermelon. And I asked my uncle if he wanted some watermelon. He said, "No, I don't eat watermelon." I thought it was odd. I'm like, "Well, what do you mean you don't eat it? Do you not like it? Do you want some later? What?" He just kept saying, "I don't eat it. I don't eat it." And I just kept pestering because I felt like there had to be a reason he didn't eat it. He didn't say that he didn't like it. And he finally broke down and told me that when he was a kid, he and some buddies stole a watermelon from a neighbor's yard. This is like this was 1930s Marshall, Texas, right? Get what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
And when my grandfather, his father found out about it, my grandfather beat my uncle. And here's the thing about my grandfather. My grandfather was a railroad worker and a church trustee. And so he beat him like that because he didn't want anybody thinking, A, that he couldn't provide for his family or that he was raising a thief.
Mhm.
He beat my uncle so severely. He was a kid when that happened, a little boy when that happened.
Mhm.
He died never eating watermelon again, and no desire to eat it, right? And when he told me this story, I felt, even now, every time I tell it, it's painful for me to tell. But I asked my uncle even then, when I asked him the question, I didn't understand the importance of the question. I
Mhm.
said, "Billy, do you think maybe the lesson was supposed to be thou shalt not steal?" And my uncle just looked at me and said, "I don't eat watermelon." And I left it alone. But when that story bubbled up in my spirit, Deborah Ann, so did the answer. And I immediately connected the knots. And I knew that my uncle was confused, just like we're all confused. We get the stuff twisted up. My uncle association with watermelon was so painful, traumatic, and unhappy that even after 6 decades, he couldn't eat that food. And when I thought about that story, I said, "Oh my God, then the opposite has been true for me. The foods that I always want to eat, the foods that I can't stop eating, that stuff that I crave is because I have an emotional attachment to I have attached an emotion to the food. I don't really want the food. What I want is the feeling that I get from the emotion that I experience when I think about the food.
And you mentioned also in your book that you really want love from your family.
Yes, 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 yes. I mean, it no, it's love, and and food represents a lot of other emotions too. You're right.
Mhm.
Love,
And it
acceptance.
wasn't that you didn't have love from your family.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just, there's one story that I talk about. Um, I don't know if you read this or not. It was the Cinnabon story.
Oh yeah, I just finished
And
that today.
girl, I I used to tear up some Cinnabons, right?
Mhm.
And I in the story, I talk about how my aunt made Cinnabons back before they were called Cinnabons, and hers were way better. She was a pastry chef for the school system in my little hometown, and she would make those cinnamon rolls for us at home, the same ones that she made for the kids at school, only they were better. And it was like a big deal whenever she did it. And so I left home, went to school, start working away from my family. I was a lone satellite. I mean, I'm the only one that left. Everybody else is like still, clustered at home. I'm just out, exploring the world, right? By myself. Like, yes, I'm out here. Right? Intrepid, right? Uh, and not and not owning or even acknowledging the fact that I missed my family, right? Didn't I wasn't even connected to that. I'm just out here being Miss Independent career person with that thing on me and not knowing it. And so when I would walk by the Cinnabon place and order like 6 dozen of them, well, six of them, half dozen of them, or eat one and then buy one, it was because of the fact that they reminded me of home. They reminded me of the comfort of the kitchen of where my aunt used to make them, on top of the fact that everything in them was addictive. So, that first bite might have been because of, oh my God, my aunt used to make these. This reminds me of home, right? So you can, if it's just that, then you can eat that bite and that be enough, or you can just walk by it and be enough. But because the sugar is addictive, because the flour is addictive, because the fat is addictive, because all that stuff is addictive, you end up eating, you know, a half dozen and then buying a half dozen. But the initial draw, the initial thing is because of the memory that it evoked, and you're trying to trace the memory. So that so that what I have just shared with you with my uncle, with the watermelon, the cinnamon story, those are food stories. And the food stories are really the thing, the belief, the memory, the event, the experience around a certain food that causes us to act a certain way around that food, right? Some people, I'm allergic. For those people that say I'm allergic to peanuts, I'm allergic to shellfish. That's their food story. That's why they don't eat it because they're allergic to it. They have that's their food story. So and we have these food stories like that we are conscious of, but then we also have the food stories that we're unconscious of. And those the ones that we don't understand that are driving us unconsciously, that's what I help you figure out. Because all of us, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be one big traumatic incident like what happened with my uncle. It can be a series of small incidents that build up over time. Right, that create the association. It doesn't have to be big at all. And if you read the story, if you read the story about, I think it was Stuckey's. Have you read the Stuckey's story about
Not yet. Haven't gotten to
okay,
that.
okay, then I'll just give you a little bit of
Give
it.
it to me.
So,
I'm gonna
okay,
enjoy
all
reading it.
right, okay, it's not a spoiler, but I tell the story of how my sweetie and I used to go to Hilton Head for this summer vacation, and we're going from DC south on 95, and he loved Bojangles biscuits, and so when we got to a certain intersection, we would always stop and get Bojangles biscuits. And If he got a Bojangles biscuit, I got one because he got one. Right? I got it because got it. And that was our habit. That was our kind of the thing that we did. And that was before I got on this journey. Well, what I realized, like the first time we took that trip, he said, I'm gonna stop at Mojangles and get a biscuit, you know. And in the old days, I would stop and get a biscuit too. Well,
Mhm.
he got his chicken biscuit. I didn't. I said, well, I want to go over here and get some coffee. And we went over and got coffee. And in that moment, what I what I saw was that I just rewrote the story. So we
Mhm.
stop in that intersection. He gets the thing that he wants to get, and I get the thing that I want to get. That is just it's just a matter of choosing to do something different. Oh, okay, we have taken this trip for 5 years. For 5 years in the past, you always got the biscuit. I always got the biscuit too because you got the biscuit too. Well, here, this is year number 6. Year number 6 and moving forward, you get your biscuit, and I'm gonna get what I want to get. In fact, I might not get anything. I just might bring some grapes with me. So that's our new tradition. Our new tradition is you stop and get your biscuit, right? We're still together, right? We're
Mhm.
still we're still we're still in the car, headed south. So we have every opportunity. We have every opportunity to rewrite the narrative of how we used to do things. People do it all the time. We do it all the time. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I used to go there. I don't go there anymore. I used to like them. I don't like them anymore. I used to date him. I don't date him anymore. I don't date her anymore. I
Okay, so for those who are wondering, that sounds good. You're so beautiful. And you all haven't seen her commercials and things like that. Baby, when she put on the nines, she putting it on. So let's go back to those who are watching this video who are saying, I'm not there yet. I'm in pain, even though not, maybe my knees don't hurt. Maybe I'm just in mental pain. I want to
mhm
eat right now. And honestly, Deborah will admit I've been eating, stress eating.
mhm
And so the first thing we're going to say, and we want you to elaborate. Step number one, we have a writing workshop that's held several times a month on a Saturday. Step number two, we have a Monday coaching class, a group class that's not confidential, but we're there to support each other. Step number three, we have a 12-month intense group that is going to help you take each step along the way. So those of us who are watching, me included, y'all know I'm fat and happy over here in the 400s, wanting some of that relief, but I look cute. So talk to me
you do
about what we need to, how we can
sure.
get some help. Because right now, I'm happy for you. I'm reading this book, and my heart just, I'm like, I can't even believe she felt like that. But talk to those of us who need
Yes,
this tool.
yes,
Tell us
yes,
about what's going on,
yes,
how we can get
yes, yes,
access to the support that your group and your team are offering.
yes. All right. So I'm glad you mentioned this program, my transformation program. Is a
Mhm.
program is called 52 weeks to total transformation of mind, body, and spirit.
Oh.
I want to I want to be clear that while we are talking about uh, the manifestation of this extra weight that's on our body, we're talking about some other stuff too. Because what goes on on the outside of our body is a manifestation of some stuff that is not cleared up on the inside. And so my work, what I help people do, is get to what's going on the inside first. So all the all the years that I would lose weight and gain it back, for anybody that is losing weight and gaining it back and struggling with that yo-yo thing, it is
Mhm.
because it is because of this. Is that you can use willpower, you can use self-discipline, you can use control, and you can fight and struggle and lose weight temporarily. And then you gain it all the weight back and then some because in your mind you are still the same size. You haven't done and know how to do the mental work in a meaningful way so that your belief system and your body are in alignment. So I teach you how to get your mind in such a place so that your body will follow. Your body will follow your mind. So take your mind there first. Relieve your mind, right? Relieve your conscious, your subconscious of the pain, of the thoughts, of the beliefs, of all the things that are trapped in your body because the weight came in your mind before it hit your body. So you have to relieve your mind first so that it can be released from your body. And the way that you do that, the way that I teach you to do that is through writing. And I have a teacher that says, in order to write clearly, you must think clearly.
Yes,
And
that's right.
so the first thing we have to do is we have to get our thinking clear because we have a toxic food environment that sends us messages all the time to keep us confused about what real food is and why we should eat.
Okay.
We have a toxic food environment that wants to keep our minds cluttered and active and
Okay.
stimulated and overstimulated so that we can't make the space and calm down and make decisions that logically serve our bodies.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. Let's look at that Saturday, those powwows you have on Saturday. So the 52-week transformation program is one program. So those
Mhm.
of us who may have busy schedules, but we need it, but we may be able to put in some of these times, a couple of times a month. Let's
Mhm.
look at that. Talk to us about those that class.
Sure.
And
Sure.
when is that
Sure.
next class? Tell us the date because I want us to.
Okay.
I'm
So
taking
so
notes myself. I'm taking notes myself. I am. I've been taking
so
notes all week.
so so
I'm taking notes.
the next class is the first Saturday in May, whatever the first
Okay.
Saturday in
The
May is.
first Saturday in
I
May.
think it's the
Good.
4th. Is it May 4th?
I believe
It's
so.
I think it's May
And,
4th
and it's at
from
11 p.m. Central or
11
Eastern, or
a.m. 11
11
a.m.
a.m. Central or
um,
Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Okay,
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Eastern time
Eastern Standard Time. So, what
to
happens in
1:30.
that 90-minute class?
Yep,
Talk to us
sure,
about that.
sure. Here's what happens in that 90-minute class. What the name of it is called Write Your Way to Your Right Way. And I teach you the techniques of how to get to your story, how to unpack your story, how to go back to how to look at I'll tell you exactly what we do. I asked the participants to identify 3 struggle situations. It might be 3 struggle foods. I call them your kryptonite foods, or it might be 3 time periods when managing food is difficult, 3 people around whom managing food is difficult. Let's identify those 3 people. And then I ask them to write about what makes that situation difficult.
Okay.
And then I asked them to write about how they would like to see that situation be, what they would like for that what 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 would transform that situation into one that they felt like would be a positive experience. So let's say in the old days, my kryptonite food was Popeyes French fries. So I'd go to Popeyes and buy 2 large boxes of French fries and eat them. Like one box before I left the parking lot, and then one box to eat while I'm driving along the road.
Okay.
So that would be a challenge situation. So
Oh,
I would
okay. Okay.
write about that.
That
And so
situation. Okay.
that's the challenging situation.
Okay.
What I would like to see happen would be for me not to go to Popeyes at all.
That's okay. So now let us know about the weekly group coaching. So we
Okay,
we we look at the 52-week
okay,
transformation. We've
sure.
looked at the first Saturday, May 90-minute write your way to your right weight session.
Mhm.
So share with us what is the intent and the option for those of us who are in the thick of it and want some of the healing. What is it that we're getting? What is this weekly group coaching all about? And
Right.
it's at 4. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
Standard
on a
Time
Monday, each
on a
Monday.
Monday.
Talk to
Yeah.
us about what that's about.
Okay. So in this food addiction world space thing that we're navigating, we need support. We need as much support from as many different places as we can get it, because addiction will tell you that you can do it by yourself, that you should be
Mhm.
able to do it by yourself, which you don't need anybody else. Addiction is a liar. We need other people to tell us that addiction lies. And so what I have built with the writing course on the weekend, with the Write Your Way to Your Right Way, with the 52 weeks, and with this free I Am Brand New Facebook group on Monday night is what I call ACE. And these are the three things you need to win. You need awareness. That's what the food story is. That's awareness, that's consciousness, that's understanding what's going on. That's the first thing you need is awareness. It's just to realize it, to move to a state of um, mindfulness, right? To move to a state of agency and consciousness. That's the A. The second
Okay.
thing that is critical is community.
Okay.
We need support. We need to be able to lock arms, lock step with other people that are moving in the same direction, that that can lift us up and that we can lift up as well. All boats rise. All boats rise. So when you're going through something and you come to the group and you share it, here's what's so powerful about it. When we share it and we open up, the the power the power is in the release. When you release it and take it out of the darkness and you put some light on it and you let people love on you and love on it, that thing that you're carrying loses its power. And when you share your story of what you're going through, it lets other people know. It prepares other people because we're all going to go through the same thing. So when it comes up for them, they're able to say, "Oh, I recognize this. I know what's going to happen. Deborah Ann just shared about this." So they're prepared. So it allows growth to accelerate because it means that we don't have to go through every single thing our own self to get the learning. You can learn from other people in the group.
Okay. And
And then
what
the
does
last
E stand for?
the education.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Education. And that
Oh.
that education piece, we have to educate each other, we have to educate ourselves because every just assume right now that everything that you believe about food is a lie. Just
Excellent.
assume that it is not the truth. And then we build from that. We build from that. And we have to be educated every day because they are the fast food companies, the snack food companies, the junk food companies, they are researching every day. They're putting new stuff out every day. They're creating new formulas, they're creating new additives, they're creating new everything to keep and get us addicted. Right, they are. And so we have
Okay.
to educate ourselves and get in front of that
Okay.
all of the time.
Okay. Someone had left a message, but I can't figure out how to get back to it. So this is wonderful. So what is going to happen is if those of us who want to share your food stories, the email Michelle at leavinglarge.com is in the subject line. And then after the call, I'll add the website. And those of you who are on today have the access to the one free chapter. So you'll see that information there. And as you go into the website, you'll be able to connect and ask about getting into the free weekly group coaching. Those of you who want to come um, on the first Saturday in May, and she does this monthly. So for the 90-minute Write Your Way to Your Right Weight, it's only $25, and that's for the time being. So pretty soon it's going to be 35. So we want to just get in on this YouTube special of $25. And then those of you who are committed, you're ready to go. We have a special $2,500 um, fee for 52 weeks. That's a year. And so pretty soon that's going to go up to 3,500. So let's take advantage of this YouTube special. And this is all to help support you. Michelle graciously, I mean, who gives every day of their time? I've been with her all week for 5 nights, including tomorrow night. And that's because this message is so important that she selflessly, in fact, this will be 6 nights because I talked to you Monday. She
That's right.
selfishly said, let's talk. I'm saying, can we talk? Because I'm in my drama. So I love that people who have the most knowledge, they are human beings and you can reach them by phone.
Yes,
And that's what's beautiful about the human spirit. I don't know, those people you can't ever reach, they got all the answers, they got all the money. Okay. But those who have the biggest hearts are available. So you have your Monday support group that's free.
that's free. Yeah,
You have
just
your
join the I Am Branding Now Facebook group.
Yes,
You
I
join the
am
I Am
brand new
Branding Facebook.
Facebook group. Okay, we'll put that link also. We have our first Saturday in May, 11 Eastern Standard Time. Write your way to your right way. And then we have, let me see, I took my notes. Give me a second, get my notes together now. Because I'm going to write a note for you. And then we have our 52 weeks to total transformation, mind, body, and spirit. So, I mean, this is it. And Michelle had wrote a note, a little post. She said, this will help you to rethink surgeries and medical weight loss procedures. And I love that inspiration, giving us hope. So,
Yes.
Michelle, final comments as we wrap up. Thank you so much. We're going to look forward to tomorrow. Give us some sense about tomorrow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
You know, Deborah Ann, there is always hope, right?
yes,
There is always hope.
yes.
And it that's the thing to keep in front of you. That
Okay.
there's hope and there's mastery.
Yeah.
And once this is the thing, once you change your mind,
Mm-hmm.
it the world it just opens up.
Yes.
It just opens up and you see things differently. You
Yeah.
see things differently, you feel things differently. There's more power, there's more pride, there's more peace, there's more confidence, there's more joy, there's more freedom. And this journey is not about it's not about depriving yourself, right? It, ab- Abstinence is not about deprivation. It ultimately is about freedom. It ultimately is about freedom. And when we start to really, really understand that, things change in the most fantastic of ways.
I look forward to my transformation. So thank you so much.
Already happening.
Oh,
It's already happening.
thank you so much. I appreciate your insight. I appreciate your motivation. I appreciate all of your preparation. And I appreciate them bad clothes you be wearing, Gail, because you be looking good, gal. You be looking good. And so we just want to say we have fun around here. And just because you fat don't mean you can't smile and have some joy, child.
Mm,
And don't forget,
absolutely.
I deserve joy. Hashtag I deserve joy.
I deserve joy.
Every one of us deserve it, and it's there for us to take. Just pick up your Georgia.
Mm, absolutely. Just
Yes,
just pick
thank
up your
you.
pen. Pick up your pen and start
Yes,
writing.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Order some pens from Timu. Get you some cute pens. Okay,
Yes.
that's right. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Deborah, and I'll talk
That
tomorrow.
Obesity Coalition medical professional seminar is happening right now. I'm going to jump on, and that
Okay.
I emailed that to you. It's an interesting. We are now connecting with all these interesting weight loss supports out there, so we're going to check them out and see what they talk about.
Yes, we
Yes,
are. Okay.
yes. Peace and
Okay.
hair grease, everybody. Peace and hair grease. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Michelle.